We are here for another championship case, this one about Daniel Suarez. Suarez, in his second year at Trackhouse Racing, got his first career win at Sonoma, and he is in his first ever NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So, yeah, it should be interesting to see how he does, to see how far he makes it. And we're going to talk about his championship case, how he could get to the championship four and win the championship. But yes, of course, we have to talk about his 2022 season so far. As I said, he has the one win. He also has 6 top 5s and 10 top 10s. Not a bad season from Daniel Suarez. He also has a couple of stage wins. He has 7 playoff points, and he's currently on the cutoff line. So not a lot of mistakes can be made for Daniel Suarez in any round, really, because he's on that tight playoff point bubble, the points bubble. So no mistakes can be made. So let's look at the schedule. The first round consists of Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. Yeah, it's a little tricky for Suarez. Obviously he got pulled up into the Cup Series, unexpectedly when Carl Edwards retired in 2017. He was with JGR for a few years. Then he went to Stewart-Haas Racing for only 1 year. Then he was at the Gaunt Brothers, and then he was at Trackhouse. So lots of up and downs for Daniel Suarez in his career to kind of look at his past results. Even this year, obviously things have happened in races, but they have shown speed. Trackhouse as a whole has shown speed, which I think is going to be a huge benefit to Suarez. And yeah, so looking at these first 3 races, Darlington, and then Kansas and Bristol. So Darlington is a little bit more tricky just because, it's the playoff opener. You're going to see a lot of guys up front. Some of the top seeds especially, but also because it's time-wise one of the longest races of the year, one of the most difficult races of the year, the Lady in Black. That's how Darlington got its nickname, because you scrape the wall, you make the wall black, because you get so close to the wall at Darlington that it happens. And a young driver like Daniel Suarez, you never know, but this first race, you do look at how he did this year. He got top 10 in the spring, a very good result. So if he can do that again at Darlington, I think that would be a huge benefit to do that. Kansas, he wrecked in the spring, unfortunately. I think, though, he could have shown speed. Chastain was a top 10 car at Kansas in the spring, and Suarez has shown actually a good amount of speed at 1.5 miles this year. He had arguably the best car at the Coca-Cola 600, led a ton of laps in that race. So he has shown speed throughout the year at different types of tracks, some of the intermediates as well. He was up in the top 5 at Texas in the All-Star race. So I think if he can do that, top 10 in those first 2 races, that will be a huge benefit, because if you look at some of the guys close to the playoff cutoff line, Cindric, Bowman, Dillon, Briscoe, Kyle Busch, a couple of them aren't going to finish top 10. I mean, that's just how it works. So, if you can run top 10 in those races, that's going to build a big gap to those guys. And then Bristol, you won't have to worry as much. You're still going to have to worry because you don't have a huge points cushion, but if he can just do well at Bristol top 15, I think he should be fine. So just survive that first round, get a couple top 10s, and you should be fine. As for that second round, the second round, it's actually a good round for Daniel Suarez. Texas, he did good at the All-Star race. I think he got a top 5. He won the All-Star Open. He's actually had a pretty decent history at Texas. Back when he was with SHR, he got a top 3 there. I mean, SHR did great in that race. He looked really good in that race. So Texas has been a pretty decent track for Suarez. If he could run top 10 there, I think that would be huge for him. And then the next 2 races, Talladega is Talladega. His teammate won in the spring. He led some laps in the spring as well. So he was up front in Daytona this last week too, but, the rain happened. If he can be up front, if he can contend for that win, some other guys potentially getting crashes and stuff, he could very well be up there competing for the win. And then that's the same thing for the Roval. He's won at a road course at Sonoma this year. He's looked good at other road courses. He led laps at COTA, won a stage at COTA, and if it wasn't for a wreck at the beginning of stage 2, he could have been competing for the win. And of course, Trackhouse as a whole has looked great at the road courses. Chevy as a whole has looked great at the road courses. So I think Suarez could very well potentially win the Roval or Talladega. If you're looking at that round in Texas, I think he could run well too. So if he can get out of that first round, I think the second round could actually play in Suarez's favor. But he can't get involved in anything at the Talladega race and even the Roval, he can't afford a bad race there, but I think that round he could very well get out of. As for the third round, that's going to be a more difficult round just because there's going to be 2 mile-and-a-halfs in there, which is going to favor Toyota. So if Denny Hamlin, Bell, Kyle Busch get out, they're going to be the favorites there. Chase Elliott's probably going to be in that final 8. Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and those are going to be tough guys to beat, especially at some of these racetracks like Martinsville, where Logano and Elliott are really, really good at. You look at Vegas and how well JGR ran there in the spring. It's going to be difficult to beat them. So I think this round could come down to a must-win for Suarez. And out of these tracks, it's tough to pick one, but I mean, Charlotte was kind of multi-grooved in the spring for the 600. Both Vegas and Miami are multi-grooved, so they could win one of those. I would look at those two, but Martinsville is it was bad for Suarez in the spring. I think he finished like 26th or something. Let's see here. He finished, somewhere in the 20s. So not a great result at Martinsville. So it could come down to a must-win. At Martinsville, he doesn't do good enough. So I think he has to focus on getting a win at either Vegas or Miami if he wants to make it to the championship 4. You never know what could happen. But Vegas or Miami, he's going to have to look at a win. Then if he gets to Phoenix, he did get a top 10 in the spring. His teammate finished runner-up, so he actually has a pretty good shot at Phoenix, I would say. Obviously, as I say, top 3 could always wreck out. Suarez just survives, and there, he could win it. So, I mean, it's possible. It's going to be difficult. He's going to be the underdog, but it's possible. It's possible. It's going to be a long shot if he does make it to Phoenix. It's a long shot he makes the championship 4, but to wrap it up, playoff points, as I always say, he has to get those. First round, just survive. Second round actually could go well. Those are 3 tracks that Suarez, Texas has been a good track historically. Talladega is a toss-up for everyone. And the Roval, he's a good road course racer. Round of 8 is going to be very difficult. He may need a win there to advance. And then Phoenix, it's going to be tough. He's going to be a long shot, but anything could happen. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Next championship case is either Cindric, Bowman, or Dillon. Yeah, Cindric, Bowman, and Dillon. That's it, and we're done with championship cases. So, hope you enjoyed these championship case videos. We're getting so close to the end. Tomorrow will be, who was first on that list? Cindric. Tomorrow will be Austin Cindric in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we will have the full NASCAR playoff preview and predictions. So, looking forward to that. That's always one of my favorite videos of the year because I always am usually wrong, except for that one time in 2020 when I correctly picked the champion. That was nice. Other than that, it's been rough. Anyways, thanks for watching this once again, and hope you have a great rest of your day.